So UFC 289 just wrapped up, and it wasn't that bad of a card. But Amanda, the Lioness Nunes, has retired from MMA, and it's kind of sad because at some point this was gonna come. I mean, she's literally beat everybody in the top five dominantly. She beat Juliana Pena. She's beat Raquel Pennington. She beat Holly Holm. She beat Irene Aldana. She beat Misha Tate, who's still up there in the rankings, and then now at bantamweight, it's kind of like there's nothing much there other than a whole new wave of fighters, and it's like, what reason is there for her to continue to stay? So she got the dominant victory over Irene Aldana and retired. And just speaking about that fight, since obviously that's what just happened. I mean, Irene Aldana, that was one of the most embarrassing performances I've ever seen in my life. It's actually really funny when these fighters go into the cage. I know it's easier to talk from the sidelines versus actually going in there, but it's like, you train for a fight, you go into said fight, and then you actually just give yourself zero chance to win the fight. And the biggest shot she landed in the fight was a counter shot. And, it actually rocked Amanda, but that was the only thing Irene Aldana did the entire fight. Like, it was actually hilarious to see her do that. She's lucky she didn't get herself knocked out. But, to the co-main event, because I want to talk about that too. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. I did pick him to win the fight versus Beneil Dariush, but it's just crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the fight kind of played out exactly how I literally, figured it'd play out. I said that Charles Oliveira can hurt Beneil Dariush with forward pressure. Beneil hasn't really fought anybody that is, of that caliber to where they're gonna pressure him with strikes. The last fight he kind of had like that was against, Jakar Close. And Jakar Close did have him hurt, but then he kind of just went in there with his hands down, chin up in the air, and got himself finished. So the matchup ended up playing out perfectly for Charles Oliveira. He ended up getting the W by finish in round one. I even placed a bet on him to win in round one, so that worked out. And he should be getting the title shot again, obviously, because Gaethje and Dustin's is fighting like in the next couple of weeks for that BMF belt. Charles finished both of them. So it only makes sense that Charles rematches Islam in Abu Dhabi in like the next 4 months or so in October for that 294 card, I think it is. But the rest of the card was pretty We're not gonna really talk about the results of those, for the time being. Amanda Nunes just retired, so I want to talk more so about that in terms of what's next for her. Obviously, what's next for her is retirement, but what's next for the bantamweight division? It should be Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington. And if not Juliana Pena, maybe I would say Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington. But I don't see how they would skip over Pena when they were just about to give her a third fight. So I'm not really sure. But maybe I can see. I don't know why I can see. I could see Holly Holm maybe getting the belt. Maybe Juliana Pena. I don't know. But right now Pena's number one. Raquel Pennington's number two. She's on like a 5-fight win streak. Holly Holmes is number three. I think she's coming off a win versus Yana Santos. Then you got Ketlin Vieira down there. And then, from there, it's just really them up in the top of the rankings right now. So we'll see what they do for that title fight to see what's next for the bantamweight division. I'm not going to lie. I think the women's bantamweight division might be one of the worst divisions in the sport now. There's not really much to look forward. I mean, there's some good fighters in there. Like, I like Mayra Buena Silva at number 10. She's a good fighter. But overall for the bantamweight division, I can't believe that man is going to retire. It's looking really bleak. But for the featherweight, that's going to be the end of the featherweight division. I think they just really did that. At the time, it seemed good because, back in 2018, I think it was UFC 232 when we had Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes, and Amanda got that 145 belt. She's held it since, and I think she's only defended it. I think she's defended it twice, maybe. I think once versus Felicia Spencer, who's no longer in the UFC. She's not even fighting anymore. And once against Megan Anderson, who's also no longer not even fighting anymore. So, I mean, that says a lot about the 145. There's just no talent there in terms of UFC. So I can definitely see them getting rid of that for sure. And there's not even any rankings for 145 either. It's just Amanda Nunes as a champion. So it was good to see her earn that belt and, defend it twice. And then defend her bantamweight belt so many times, lose it, and then get it back. It's perfect for her to just walk away right now, because for her to just kind of stay in there, I mean, you play with fire long enough, you're definitely going to get burned. So it's good to see fighters like that get out, when they can. That's why even with Habib retiring at such a high dominant level, it's good, because it's like, yeah, you keep playing with fire. Somebody might catch a lucky punch. Somebody might your neck might slip, you might get choked. So it's really not worth it to kind of just linger around when there's really nothing much left to prove. So insane career by Amanda Nunes. But yeah, man, that time is undefeated, man. That family time, they call it, father time, they call it. It's undefeated, man. So not everybody gonna be playing for 20 years like LeBron and in sports, or Tom Brady, or be around forever like Cerrone and in MMA, or like Arlovsky, because after a while you just look like a shell of yourself. So it's good to see these top level champions exit while they can. That might mean that John Jones might be next, man. He might win one more fight against Stipe and just walk away, which is gonna be but it's always next man up. So someone else is going to be creating their legacy to see who's going to be the next GOAT. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next for women's MMA in terms of the bantamweight division. So guys, do me a favor, make sure I drop a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about UFC 289 in a whole. How did you guys rate the card 1 through 10? And will you guys miss Amanda Nunes, man? But that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.